Compliment of the season and happy holiday to everybody listening to me out there. My name is Artiste, your musical plug, the creator of the Energy Force. You are welcome to another episode of the Czure album review series on the award-winning podcast, Czure Music Review Podcast. If you are listening to me for the first time, the Czure Music Review Podcast is where I get to amplify the African sound by bringing the best of African music into your ears. And the Czure album review series is a series under the Czure Music Review Podcast. Yes, I had to do the whole introduction all again. For those of you that are listening to me for the first time, you get what the podcast is all about. And, for the OGs that have been, the Czure gang and members of the Czure Nation, you already know what the podcast is all about. But like I said, I had to do that introduction all over again because it's been a minute since I dropped an episode. Make una no vex for me. No beside I decide to leave una like that without an episode. But, I was going through some technical changes concerning the podcast, and I needed to make sure that everything was in order before I start dishing out new episodes. So I can say at this point, I am 95% sure that the technical issue that I had has been, sorted out. So some of you might be wondering, what technical issue did you have? What happened? Blah, 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 blah. So what happened is the fact that I actually switched my hosting platform. Yes, I was hosting the podcast on Spotify before, but now I have moved to Jamit. Yes, I was having so many, issues on Spotify from uploading, to so many other issues like that I don't want to get into. And I kept calling them out. Honestly speaking, I think I did a post on Instagram where I tagged them, I sent them message, but still, everything wasn't just deaf ears, no response. So I decided to, move on and find a suitable platform that's going to host my podcast, and Jamit came, to the rescue. So yes, that is that about that on why I have not put out, episode. And once again, shout out to every single, Czure gang that reached out to want to know, what's up with the episode now? What's up with the podcast now? You're not putting out something new. I want to say I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Like, you guys made my L swell, and you guys made me understand that the work that I am doing with the podcast is so much appreciated. So this one is to say, I love you all and thank you.
They say music is life, so I give them the Czure Music Review Podcast. Turned up the volume, gave them the time of their lives. They said they wanted new artists, I gave them the Czure Spotlight series. They wanted deep music conversations, I plugged them into the Czure Let's Talk Music series. They are crazy about the hit makers, so I hit them with the Czure Hit Makers series. And for the albums I know they shouldn't miss, I blessed them with the Czure Album Review series. I created the Czure EP Compilation series, so they will have a taste of the best of EPs. They should tell their friends. You should let your family know. We should let everyone who cares about African music know. Afisnova is back in the game, and you can catch me every Saturday amplifying the African sounds by bringing the best of African music to your ears. I am your musical plug, the creator of the Energy Force, and this is the Czure Music Review Podcast.
Today, I'll be talking about the album released by one of my favorite and one of African best rapper ever. Quote me on that. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Sinzu, formerly known as Sauce Kid. Yes, Sinzu is back after what seems like he had, taken a break, or what seems like he had retired from music in general. After his last album, Better Late Than Never, the album didn't really do well, in my opinion. It was good, but, so it didn't really do well, right? It felt like Sinzu was not going to come back into music anymore. Obviously, he stays abroad. He was doing some dog business and all of that. And we didn't just hear from him. And then all of a sudden, he decides to make a comeback. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was one of those people. I was very, very happy about the comeback I was making. And then he didn't just make a comeback. He decided to write a letter to us. And the letter is titled Dear Afrobeats, which is the name of the album. Now, the album was released on the 26th of July, 2024. The album has 11 tracks and it features the likes of Dremo, Abaga, Cruz, Rahdo, Odumodublvck, Mojoaf. Those were the people that featured on the album. And then the album was produced by Xela, Cruz, Acekeyz. You have Hunkie Beatz and you have Beatz. Those were the people that produced the album. Now, Dear Afrobeats is one of those albums that you listen to and you realize Sauce Kid is back. Sorry that I'm using the name Sauce Kid because that's how that is what you hear, or that is who you hear when you listen to the album. I know his name is Sinzu, but then when you listen to this album, you get to understand that yes, Sinzu is back. Like the original Sinzu that gave us Yeba Riba, Somebody Boo Boo. His rap flows on this album, I'm not going to lie to you, just reminds me of the good old days, that Sinzu used to be, what they used to call it, the top dog when it comes to rap in the Nigerian, music industry, and what made him to remain one of the best rapper, in the industry, right? Like I said, I'm not going to lie to you. When I listened to this album, I was screaming out my lungs, and water just did come off from my eye, because given everything that he has been through, to hear him put out an album as dope as this, is just bliss. When you listen to songs like Still Arise and No Weapon, then you really understand why this album got me teary and made me in my feeling. Now, for me, I would say this is just more than the quality of the album, but also the fact that Sinzu was able to find his passion again. I mean, you could tell he is back into making music from his heart. With songs like Tony Tomato, They Play, Enough in the Place, you can hear that old Sinzu, or like I say, Sauce Kid, in this music. This isn't just someone that just wanted to put out what is called music or something. This is someone that has found love to do music again, and he really, really did well, on this album. If you're also listening to songs like Still Arise, like I rightly mentioned, you listen to Olonse, which features Dremo, you listen to Unle M, which features MI and Cruz, then you understand why I say he is one of the most rated and the best rapper in Africa, at large. Now, in delivery, his flow pattern, his switch of flow, Sinzu really, really dig deep and went really hard, on this album. Dear Afrobeats is definitely a better album compared to Better Late Than Never, in my opinion, and I would say this is his best studio album. let me put it like that. This is going to be his best studio album, minus all the mixtapes, that he did. This is definitely his best studio album, in my own opinion. Now, like I said, when you listen to this album, you will know that season that gave us songs like "It Don't Dey Matter Me," that season is definitely back, and it is that quality of rap flows, rap pattern, rap bars, rap switch, and everything that you're going to get on this album. Dear Afrobeats from Sinzu is a letter to Afrobeat to show you that yes, the king is back. And trust me when I say this is an album you definitely enjoy. If you've not listened to this album, pick up your earpiece, pick up your headset, pick up your Bluetooth speaker, pick up whatever listening device that you have, and go and listen to this album, because this album is definitely dope. The rating of the album is going to be 8/10.
Time for the cha-cha gang. Give me the cha-cha gang. Rockin' with the best, the cha-cha gang. Give me the cha-cha gang. Alayela with cha-cha gang. Give me the cha-cha gang. What's in my body, cha-cha gang. Give me the cha-cha gang. Cha-cha gang. What's in my body?